Whispers. I've been meaning to get one down here, but a couple different times I tried. Circumstances intervened, and I wasn't able to do it. And I kind of rushed my last one, even at 9 minutes. So I didn't want to rush it again. I wanted to make sure I had time. So here we are, October 30th. It's a Sunday. My family went down to visit my wife's mother, so I have the house to myself for once in a while. So here I am. I'm working on a degree in human services. Actually, a double degree, double major. The other is psychology. And I already have about half those credits. So most of my schooling this time around is going to be in human services, and right off the bat, one of my classes is social welfare policy, which basically is the politics behind the welfare system in the United States. Sounds pretty dry, doesn't it? Well, it is. I only have 1 week down, so I shouldn't judge it. It'll probably pick up. I'm not much into politics myself, so it's a little hard to get into, but parts of it are okay. They're all right. I've already learned a little. My other class, actually, because they do their semester so quick with this university, two classes is full time, and that's another reason why the homework is, there's so much of it. Just to give you an idea, well, first of all, the classes, the whole semester is only 8 weeks. But just to give you an idea, both classes have me, you have to write a paper, you have a test, and you have about 5 hours of reading. Beyond other things you have to do in the class. So, and that's every single week. At the 2-year level, we generally had a quiz or a paper, and they alternated every other week. But it's different, and I suppose it should be. It's more advanced classes. It's further into my education, so I really shouldn't expect anything else. What else is going on? We did trick-or-treating last night. For some reason they did it really early this year. Generally, it is on the 30th. In my town, anyway. 2 years previous, last year and the year before, they actually did it on a Halloween, but I think now they're just trying to keep it off of a school night. So, it was a little cool, but not bad. They ran it pretty early. It was 5 to 7. When I was a kid, it was, I think, like 6 to 8 or something like that. But probably wanted part of the time to be in daylight, which about half the time was in daylight. It's safer, warmer, and this year we decided to walk in my neighborhood. My dad lives about 4 or 5 blocks away, so we always start there. So we decided to go ahead and walk over to his place, and then make our way the roundabout way back to our house, instead of driving to his place and then driving. We generally seems like a lot of this town. They go into the nicer neighborhoods. As I've stated, I'm in the poorer side of town. Not the poorest, but a poorer side of town. But although there as many trick-or-treaters over here, which I didn't mind. You didn't have hordes of groups of people pushing by you. My son did quite well. We stayed out just about the whole entire time. He went as a basically the Grim Reaper. He had a hood and a skeleton mask, and this is the first year he's gone as a scary character. Last year he was Mario from the video games. The year before he was Iron Man, and the 2 years before that he was Spider-Man both years. And when he was a baby he was a Bumblebee. But I guess he's getting older now, where he wants to do the scary stuff. So he's 6 years old, so I guess he feels like he's grown up. About 3, maybe 4 days back now, we finally got into weather that's more typical of fall. Actually, a few weeks ago we did, but then it got warmer again. 4 or 5 days ago now, it was in the 70s. So now we've been reaching highs in the mid-50s and upper 30s for an overnight low. It's very odd because it's been probably close to a month now. You know, the mountains, Nevada, California, Colorado, they were getting all that snow, but that's typical because they're at a higher elevation. But then here in recent news, now the East Coast, especially the Northeast Coast, got hit with all this snow. So we've had it on both sides of us, and yet here we stay fairly nice. I saw the weather yesterday, and how most of them do a 7-day forecast. Some do a 10-day. No snow in sight. Upper 50s, low 60s for highs most days. But the weatherman did say, without going into detail, that he hinted at the possibility of snow after the 10-day forecast. So that would put us at the end of the first week of November. For this region, a week or two before Thanksgiving generally is the first time we see snow. Of course, it doesn't stick. The ground's way too warm, but really it's more like the first or second week of December before we see snow stay on the ground. But as I've said numerous times, the weather has gotten so warm over at least my son's lifetime of the last 6 years. Typically it's still warm enough to go without a coat until about the second week of November. And the days are one day the next is not always the same, but generally you don't have to go out with a coat until about the middle of November. And my other class in school, it's a seminar for college, basically a class that teaches you how to walk the walk and talk the talk in college. Getting you prepared on all aspects, research and speeches and writing and etc. But its premise, basically its focus of study, is on the environment. And I've taken a couple of environment classes already, so yeah, we're really talking about this global warming and climate change, and whenever we do this, it's kind of scary. I try to be in denial. I mean, there's no doubt that the world's getting warmer. My landlord, which is about 60 years old, he denies it up and down, but I think anybody that really gave it a fair analysis can't deny it. But anyway, the baby's really growing. I don't know what I'm going to put up for pictures yet, so I don't know. I get a little leery about putting up pictures of, well, my older children. And, babies, they change so much and stuff, and they're never away from you. But, my son, he's in kindergarten now. I'm not always there to protect him. I'm probably just being paranoid, but hey, I'm protective. When I was my son's age, I walked to school, to kindergarten, and it was about at least 6 blocks. And my parents didn't bat an eye at that. Granted, that was 30 years ago, but maybe I'm just overprotective because my neighborhood has the middle school and an elementary school within 6 blocks of me. So I see a lot of the kids walking, and there's tons of them that walk, even little ones. So maybe I am just being a little overprotective. I say this as I look at we got our school pictures back a while, several weeks ago now, but they also gave us a child identification card with his school picture in it. And basically, you just keep this in case your child comes up missing, and then you give it to the authorities. It's headed by the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Scary thought. I see this all the time. These parents that don't know where their children are. There's several famous cases here in Iowa that never were solved. From when I was a child, and they still talk about them occasionally to this day. 25 years later, they still don't know where these children are. Most likely dead, but possibly, there was a lot of talk about it. Several instances where they would find notes on money, for example, that I'm still alive, whatever, that possibly these, it's 2 boys that I'm thinking of, that would be, if they were still alive today, would be roughly my age. And, supposedly, there was a school of thought that they were in some kind of a sex trade or cults where they were brainwashed and didn't really want to come home. Most likely the money notes that actually made it to the news were just somebody's idea of a sick joke. But just scary thought, thinking of someone getting hold of my child, any of my children. And yes, I'm probably a little overprotective and a little paranoid, but it can happen anywhere. Those cases happen to be in Des Moines, which is a fairly large city, but it can happen anywhere. There was a little girl, this has even been about 10 years ago now. She was from this town, but she was in an even smaller town than mine. She was in a town of about 8,000. And somebody, she was staying with the relatives. She wasn't in her own home, but she had her own room. Someone opened the window and abducted her, and they found found her a few days later dead in a cornfield. And so it can happen anywhere. It's so scary. Maybe I should get off this subject. I practically feel like crying. Oh, I hate the idea of someone harming a child. I hate it. Anyway, when I was preparing to do this whisper, setting up my microphone, and I was looking at these old postcards I have. I have bought a couple really old postcards off of eBay. Occasionally I will go onto eBay and I'll just put my hometown into eBay and see what kind of items that have my hometown on them surface for sale on eBay. And, maybe you should try it yourself. You might be surprised. Even if you live in a little town, how many different items come up, and they come up from all over the country and really all over the world, and it's the people selling this stuff. They've probably never even been here, and they're just looking to get rid of some junk. It's not now too valuable to them, so you could probably pick it up cheap. And one postcard I got from my hometown was from 1908, and I buy them with messages on them because and sent through the mail. A couple reasons for that. One, you get the old item dated when it's postmarked, that you know exactly how old it is to the day, which is awesome. Secondly, I'd like to find information on them about people that lived in the past, and especially if they come from my hometown. We have a relatively famous school in this town, and it's been here for 160 years. So a lot of times it has something to do with the college, but I actually at tax return time activate my Ancestry.com account so that I can get into the genealogical databases, and I usually pay for it for a few months at the beginning of the year when I have some extra money, and I do family research, and I'll research these postcards and try to find these people that lived in the past. I also get postcards from Iowa. I don't go any further than that, but I wanted to have, even though these people don't tie into me or my family directly, I want to be somewhat close to having some relevance to me. So another one I had the postcard was dated 1913, and it was a woman that went to the University of Iowa, and I was able to figure out just from the writing on this postcard, I was able to figure out that it was from her dad, and I couldn't actually find a picture. That was the only thing that disappointed me, because sometimes especially if you do the research in colleges and universities, they have yearbooks and you can find a picture. But unfortunately with this one I couldn't. And but I did find some information. I did find these people, and found out that she was born approximately 1887, so she was kind of like me. She wasn't right out of high school college person. She was in her, if I remember right, I think she was in her late 20s. And I found out that she was going to school to be a dentist, which kind of surprised me that because when I looked at other yearbooks for the dentistry department at the University of Iowa, that they were almost exclusively men back then. have them. They could have just had them in junk that got moved around for years. They could have got them in a state auction or, whatever. Postcards just get tucked away obviously for decades and decades. The one from my hometown is 100, almost 104 years old. And the other one I discussed, it's 98 years old. So, you're looking at a century-old postcards that are in very good shape. They have nothing really protecting them. They've been open to the air and moisture for a century, and they're still in really good shape. So it just shows you that, something on a postcard gets still tucked away in a box for decades and holds up well. And like I said, because they're not of any importance to the average person, they're inexpensive. I can pick up one of these 100-year-old postcards for $7 to $10, which really, for something that old, I find to be a great value. And it's fun, to hold in my hand a piece of my town's heritage, or my state's heritage. And like I said at the beginning of the year, gives me a new hobby to pursue for a few months. So I would recommend it for anybody that's looking for an inexpensive hobby. So, okay, well, I've rambled on quite a bit. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. And, sorry I didn't get back sooner to the people that do listen to me. Yeah, no promises. I think I said last time I tried to get back within a week, but, yeah, while school's going on, it might only be every few weeks because I am quite busy. Probably have more time during winter break. If it's like my other college, we had like 3.5 weeks off for winter, for what I call Christmas break, but they call it winter break. So maybe more bored during that time, but I will make an effort to get back a little sooner. But anyway, I was there for a while, for like a few days after I made my last whisper, basically just listening to you guys, getting out there, hearing more. I also want to make a note of a few people that I do listen to once in a while to relax. I don't get to it as much now, but Omni Whispers is very good. Kiwi Whispers is one of my favorites. Canadian Whisper, or the Whispering Canadian. Sorry. Oh my god. Oh, K-Whisper guy. I almost forgot your name. Sorry. Appears that I listen to a lot of male voices. Truth be told, they are a little more relaxing to me. I think it's just because women are, not to say there aren't a lot of good female whisperers, because there is. I just don't listen to any female whisperer real regular. And it seems